Welcome in, everybody, to Betting Pros. It's time to place your bets. It is me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and this is the Wild Card Live. And with me, of course, the biggest wild card in all of sports, Scott Bogman, hanging out with me. I got to be honest with everybody who's watching today on our stream of Betting Pros. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is pretty much what Bogman and I would be doing today anyway. So we're just doing this with all of you and hanging out. I mean, this is really no different than any other Wild Card Saturday. We're texting back and forth, sometimes calling back and forth. But now we're just going to bring in some more of our friends on the YouTube channel. It feels right to me, Boggs. It feels right.
Yeah, I'm trying to, I ran out of Kleenex from the Longhorns game last night. I'm just trying to enjoy this before my game tonight, and I wore my special Nevermore shirt. It's got a raven getting killed through the middle of it. So yeah, let's get some wild card action. I'm ready. If I wasn't doing this, I might have gone to this game in H-Town. So this is going to be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, and we're going to go through, give you some of our favorite bets going into the game today. We're going to do some in-game live betting as well. Both of us like the Chargers in this game, I'm pretty sure, from what I gather. So, yes. Look, right now, my favorite thing to do is take a couple units and bet the Chargers on the money line, don't tell Bogman, the Ravens on the money line, the Bills on the money line, and the Eagles on the money line, because I think all four of those teams are advancing. You can get 2-1 or more in most books. So before kickoff, that's something that I would advise everybody to do and make that investment. Yeah, it's chalky. Yeah, whatever. But I think the two biggest potential variants for upsets are on the Monday night game because of the wackiness going on there. And then also due to the Sunday night game as well with the possible big time scoring. One big play here or there, one bounce of the ball, you could see where something goes awry. But it does feel like a kind of a chalky wild card weekend, Boggs, to me, because you're talking about teams, that a lot of them new to the playoffs, some rookie quarterbacks that might just be, as I continue to use this phrase and pound it into the ground, is punching out of their weight class.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're right. I mean, there is any given Sunday, right? That it's a saying for a reason. So anything can happen in these games. You have a bad game, somebody gets hurt early. These things can happen. It's the NFL. So, but I'm with you, Joe. It does feel like the favorites are going to win. This is a game that, look, the favorite is on the road. There's stuff going on in their city, right? So they're definitely distracted. Sure. So there is stuff going on for the Chargers in this game to where if Houston won, it would definitely not be the biggest playoff upset that we've ever seen, or even really a shock. I think Bill Cowher just picked the Texans on CBS, right? Everybody else is picking the Chargers. But look, if the Texans played their best football, if both these teams play their best football, I think the Texans win this game. But the Texans come in here backing in. The Chargers look pretty hot right now. I think these teams are going opposite directions.
What do you think if this was a home game without any extracurricular things going on? And speaking of that, again, all of our best goes out to all of those folks who've been displaced, who've lost so much in that Los Angeles area. Just a terrible situation there. If this game were in LA, what do you think? What would you set that spread at? Just out of curiosity, would it be 4.5, 5.5?
Yeah, I think 4.5. Probably give them another 1.5, something like that. So, because I mean, it's not the best home field advantage. We know there's a lot to do in LA, and NFL is low on that rung apparently. So, and the Texans, don't have a gigantic traveling fan base yet. There's Texans fans all over the place, but there's a lot of Houston transplants all over the place. But I don't know. I think, like if they were playing Pittsburgh or somebody, there'd be way more Steelers fans than there would be Texans fans on the road. But I would give them at least 1.5 if they were playing at home.
All right, we're going to break down this game. We're also going to go through some of our favorite bets. But first, make sure you also subscribe to the channel because we've got some fun stuff going on here. We're giving away a Jalen Waddle jersey here. That's right. That giveaway is going on. If you want a chance to win a signed Jalen Waddle jersey for free, courtesy of our friends at pristineauction.com, all you have to do is subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel right now. Drop a comment below on any of our videos. That's it. That's all you have to do. And we'll be announcing the winner right here on the channel. So make sure you turn on those notifications so you know when the new videos are up and you can claim your prize of a Jalen Waddle autographed jersey. It's a good looking jersey. We'll see what his ADP is next year in fantasy leagues, whether Tyreek Hill is there or not. More to come on that. But let's talk about Bogman's favorite bets here as we head into, we've got everybody warming up right now, getting loose, getting ready, getting closer and closer to kickoff here. So Boggs, let's walk through some of your favorite bets here heading into the Texans hosting the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the over here. It's not my favorite bet, but I'm definitely laying the points and taking the Chargers. But in terms of my props, I love Ladd McConkey over the 75.5 receiving yards. The top two slot cornerbacks for the Texans were Petrie and Ward, and they're both on IR. So we're down to Murray and Bryant right now. Ladd runs 70% of his routes out of the slot, and is safer throwing to the middle of the field against this Texans defense with Stingley and Lassiter, who are both top 20 in PFF cover grade. So I think Ladd McConkey is going to get peppered with targets tonight. I also think Justin Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns is a good play. Texans do defense, but they've given up the third most passing touchdowns, and the Chargers passing touchdown percentage is 56.1%. So they're much more likely to score passing than they are rushing once they get down there. And, you know, as the season has gone on, the defense for the Chargers has definitely regressed. They've been giving up a lot of points, specifically over the last month. So I think that this game might play to a shootout a little bit more, which means more passing opportunity for Justin Herbert. And then on the Texans side, I'm going to go over 6.5 receptions for Nico Collins. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think he is by far your best offensive player. They are to pepper him with targets. He is the best weapon, in Tariq still has played great this season. He's the number one corner for the Chargers, but we just saw him get gashed for 8 targets, 7 catches, 64 yards, and a score against the Raiders last week. I think Nico is moving into one of those premier wide receiver spots in the NFL, and I think he's going to have a big game here.
I would agree. I would certainly agree. I see right now everybody on the field too. They're wearing the LAFD hats and shirts too, which is very cool, showing support for all the men and women doing amazing work there in the Los Angeles area. Let's take a look at my favorite bets here so we can log everything in. Joey P's, again, the same kind of world that Bogman's in here. Ladd McConkey, 75.5 receiving yards. He has really turned it on of late. You know, one of my bold predictions that McConkey was going to get to 100 receptions. He got to 82 this season, and he missed a little bit of time. So maybe what could have been, he could have possibly scratched out that number. Justin Herbert, I think, has really rediscovered himself with Jim Harbaugh, and Harbaugh's done a great job, I think, of coaching him up, and they're starting to give him some more weapons to work with. I think this offseason too, it'll be interesting to see what they add to this wide receiver core. And then, of course, 228.5 passing yards for Justin Herbert, again, minus 113. You compare these two things together, too, because I do think Ladd is that favorite child of Justin Herbert. So if you want to get out of the minus a little bit, a little duo bet. Again, I like pairings quite a bit. If you feel like Ladd McConkey is going to go over and Herbert's going to have a good game, well, just put them together, bet them separately, too. You can hedge that way as well. Joe Mixon, under 71.5 rushing yards. Now, I'm going with game script here where they might be a little bit behind at times and forced to throw the football, which feels like what Bogman's almost alluding to, too, with all of that investment in Nico Collins going over receptions, too. And I'm going to go under 231.5 passing yards for CJ Stroud. So I think this is going to be a disappointing day for a Texans team that has, frankly, been a little disappointing. They have struggled against good teams all season long. I think the Chargers are a really good team. They're good at the quarterback position. They have a great head coach. They play good defense for the most part. The offensive tackles there on this team very good to neutralize the strength of the Texans, which is that pass rush, right? That's what they do. Will Anderson, they get after it. I think that neutralization here is going to be a really key factor in this game here for the Chargers and the Texans. And I think the Texans are just going to fall a little short. Now, you are going to see, as you're looking on BettingPros, anywhere from 3.5 in some markets, 3, 2.5 here. Boggs, what's your final lock-in on your take on this game, too? And do you have a take on the over or under?
Yeah, I'm definitely laying the points of taking the Chargers. I just think these teams are going in opposite directions right now. So I'm going to lay the 3. I'm going to take the Chargers. I kind of think they win by a touchdown or more. And I've actually switched to the over 41.5 instead of the under. This was at 43.5 earlier. It has since ticked down a little bit. 41.5 is not a lot of points in an NFL game. So both these teams are winning based on their defense more than their offense, but they both have offensive firepower that can break out at any point. I think Justin Herbert is playing better. And again, the Chargers defense has not been good down the stretch. Very, very good to start the year. One of the best. They had a long streak. I think it was up to week 9 or 10 where they didn't allow anybody to score more than 20 points against them. They have broken the dam now, and things have been opening up. It's a long season. Guys are getting hurt. They're banged up, all that good stuff. But I like the over a little bit more but my favorite play is laying the points and taking the Chargers.
All right, for me, again, I am where Boggs is. I like the Charger side of things as well. I got the under at 42.5. I locked that one in, but I do see what you're saying there. I just, man, oh man, I just have very little confidence in the Houston Texans right now from what I've seen this year. They were a fun story last year. People thought they won 3 games. They made it to the playoffs. They had some great moments in the season. CJ Stroud was a great story last year. And then this year, playing with expectations, it's been a little different. You know, they did acquire Mixon, and that seemed to help in the beginning, but the offensive line play is concerning. And I think with Harbaugh teams, whether it be John or Jim, they like to win at the point of attack. They like to win in the trenches. And those kind of teams, not only do they win the playoffs, they also travel and win in the playoffs. And at the end of the day, I think that's what it's going to be. And it would not shock me if this is a little underwhelming from the scoring point of view. That being said, Boggs, as we're approaching kickoff right now, we want you to stay with us here. So, I mean, you don't need all those other announcers and all that stuff. Hang out with your boys, watch the show here, and you can watch the game at the same time. You got us on the phone or the game on your phone and us on the big screen. Personally, I would put us on the big screen. We're very handsome. I think that's the way to go. Any touchdown calls you want to make here today? Because I will say this, Andrew Erickson has got it in his mind, and I know he's already bet it. Deontay Johnson plus 800. He loves this. And if it hits, there's a good chance he's going to be running to the stream to pop on at some point because he is going to be so excited. Now, it's plus 800 for Deontay to score. It's plus 3,300 if he gets the first touchdown. So, look, no Diggs, no Dell. I mean, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. I think it's a fun bet. I get it.
And look, he had 22 snaps last week, right?
I know. Like, I don't think it's impossible. Not that Deontay Johnson is the most prolific touchdown scorer wide receiver that we've ever seen in our lifetimes. That certainly hasn't been the case. It also was very interesting, Boggs, that once Carolina got moved on from Deontay Johnson, all of a sudden the offense are playing really good. Like,
wow, what a shock! Look at that.
Leggett was good. Coker, it was good stuff there. But anyway, any touchdown.
One negative, out of the locker room, and everything
Pittsburgh
looks better.
Steeler wide receiver with an attitude. Yeah, shut your face. That doesn't exist, does it?
Honestly, before all this horrible stuff happened with Kyron Lacy, the joke was, look at the next future Steelers wide receiver. And, it's definitely a thing that my Steelers have had in recent history. So, but
they can't get enough of it.
Yeah, Deontay, I don't hate the Deontay one, but Nico Collins scoring a touchdown at plus 135 is easily my favorite here. I don't hate Dobbins at plus 110. Mm-hmm. I think that's a decent number.
What's the number you said you're getting Collins at 135? Because I'm looking on FanDuel right now on BettingPros. You get plus 145.
Okay. Yeah, so I was on DK. So, but it was 135 yesterday. But if it's bumped up, yeah, I like it. I don't know that anyone. There's not a corner that can cover Nico on the Chargers. So unless you're going to put Derwin James, and Derwin James is such a move piece, you're not putting him on Nico the whole game. Maybe you double him on occasion, but I think Nico is most likely to score in this game. It's Nico or Mixon, and Mixon's juice is just not good enough at minus 120. So
I got a weird feeling about the plus 450 DJ Chark one. I hate it, but I just Oh, don't. No, not if we're going to do this for the next couple hours together. No, definitely no. But yes, we are just about here at kickoff getting ready. So before we kick things off, let's get set up here with a quick word from BettingPros. Have you ever felt like you're just guessing when you're placing a bet? Look, we've all been there, hoping for that big win, but lacking the confidence to back our picks. Well, what if I told you that you could turn those hunches into winning strategies? BettingPros will transform you from the casual bettor into a betting pro. First up, meet the Prop Bet Cheat Sheet and Prop Bet Analyzer. Sync your fantasy league with BettingPros by signing into your Fantasy Pros account and review your players' weekly props with all the historical data right at your fingertips, and you'll be able to make confident over-under decisions. You'll be ready to dominate all those prize picks and underdog pick'em leagues with our exclusive prop projections and correlated picks that will empower you to build data-driven pick'em parlays. Say goodbye to the guesswork and hello to strategic betting. And if you have a gut feeling about a player or a team's performance, with our betting systems and our system builder, you can turn that intuition into a profitable system. Create your own betting system for free and receive ongoing bets that match your criteria all season long. This all sounds great, right? The best part, though, is that you can get a free trial of BettingPros Premium right now. If you've never had BettingPros Premium, just head over to bettingpros.com/apps and download the BettingPros Sports Betting app and activate your free trial on the upgrade screen. Start your journey to becoming a true betting pro today. All right, we are officially kicked off, underway. Justin Herbert is taking the field. And for those of you hanging out with us, I want you to put your score predictions in. I see Sergio's got his. Chargers 24, Texans 13. Drop them in the chat. Everybody give us your predictions, and we'll see at the end who's right. We're coming out here hot here. Again, the Chargers on the road, if you're just joining us, against the Houston Texans, the first of many, many wild card games to go this weekend in what is shaping up to be one of the classic football weekends. I mean, starting on Thursday, ending on Monday night. I mean, a really fun time. If you love football, all these standalone games, this is heaven, Boggs. So we have a first couple yards going through there. And I saw a good question here, too, in the chat from D Corn that I want to bring up because some people don't do a lot of in-game live betting. I like to do it with certain games in certain situations. You might be a little ahead of me because I see you're getting excited about something, and there's nothing so far on my screen to get excited about. But as far as doing the in-game live betting, again, I like to have some things going into certain games, but then certain games in certain situations, I'm looking for momentum. I'm looking for how teams look. I'm looking for that first drive. I'm looking for who seems to have the momentum and who seems to be flat. And that's something to me that you're looking for more, as it looks like J.K. Dobbins running for a first down there. I think that's what Boggs is so excited about. So, Boggs, when you're looking at in-game live betting too, what's your approach? Are you also somebody that tries to pick up on the feels of what's going on here with the teams, the offenses and the defenses specifically?
For sure. I mean, and you can look at a little bit of historic data now at this point in the season. Like, in the first quarter, the Chargers are 6th in scoring. The Texans are 15th. You know what I mean? So, or I'm sorry, I think that's the Texans are 6th and the Chargers are 10th. So, this seems like maybe this is going to be a decent scoring quarter for them. But if you look a little deeper, you can see the third quarter is not very good, both well below average in the third quarter. So maybe that is where they come out flat and we start to hit that under. So I feel like to get to the over, we're going to need some early scoring. There's one catch for Ladd, by the way. We like that.
I was just going to say a catch for Ladd looks like about 9 yards, or do you actually got the first down there? It was 10.
I think I'm about 15 seconds behind you, though. I don't think, I think you're ahead of me. Yeah. Cause I just saw that Ladd catch.
Okay. So I'm ahead. Finally, I'm ahead of somebody in life. I've been waiting my whole life to be ahead, but I finally got there. So far from what we've seen from the Charger offense, the first in-game live suggestion I can give you, as it looks like another reception, I believe, from McConkey. No, I'm sorry, it was to the tight end there, Disley. So the other thing right now I'm looking at, the first thing that jumps off to me, and right now it's locked. It'll come back again, but when it was open, 65.5 J.K. Dobbins over on the rushing yards. My guess is after this first drive, they're already retabulating it and probably bumping up that number. If you think, again, Harbaugh is going to Harbaugh and we're going to run the football, throw when we have to, and then if we have a lead, sit on that lead, that over for J.K. Dobbins so far as he gets another touch here looks like it's something you might want to jump on earlier than later, Boggs. Right now, like I said, it was off the board when I was looking last on FanDuel. I'm not sure what it was on DK, but it was 65.5 when last I saw. But so far, J.K. Dobbins looking strong in this game, which is great because this is a guy that missed significant time in season, and now there's an opportunity here for him to really, put this offense on his shoulders to a certain degree and do it the quote-unquote Harbaugh way today.
Yeah, and the Chargers have been running well the whole year, mainly because of the O-line. Like, if you believe in anything in PFF grade, the run grade is 29th in the NFL in terms of who the running back is for the Chargers. The run blocking is a little bit better at 21st, but this is what they want to do. There goes Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah, and also now I'm a little ahead of you. I believe it was Anderson holding his wrist. It looks like, I believe that's who it was here. Looking here for, or is it, I'm trying to see who it is right now, but anyway, there's definitely an injury here for the Houston Texans. Got a guy down. There was another completion here for Justin Herbert. He looks really sharp here in the going, and I'm right, J.K. Dobbins, that number now up to 72.5. Boggs, have you caught up to me here?
Yeah, that's Azeez Al-Shaair.
It's Al-Shaair who is down. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw the C on his chest, and I was looking at our screens at the same time, so I missed that. So again, the last thing you want here, if you're the Texans, is start losing pieces on defense in the first quarter. That is not a good look for you potentially in this game.
Yeah, that's that's tough. I know Azeez Al-Shaair, a lot of people have opinions on him and that hit on Trevor Lawrence, of course, but that was that was a pretty sizable loss for the Texans. Like you said, a team captain, very good tackler, bit of a headhunter, as people say, but very good instincts, and he is holding his groin. So that does not look very good. It looks
Yeah,
like
I saw him go down and bend over. I thought it was holding his wrist at first, but no, it definitely is a little lower than that. Again, got so many screens up right now. I'm so excited. 72.5. Are you still buying that number here for Dobbins? Now that we're in a commercial break, this is a perfect time to jump on it. And I think you can go over this right now today with the way this offense is showing you so far what they're doing. It's been a nice mix here. They are moving the ball without any problem so far. Herbert's not getting any pressure on him. I love how the Chargers look right now in this opening drive.
I think my only question, my only question is, are they going to give the ball to Dobbins a ton of times, or are they going to give him this drive and then switch him out next drive for somebody else, right? And kind of mess around with it. So
I'll just say this: looking at how, let's use the word ordinary. Is that a kind word to use for Gus Edwards?
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to use a less kind word? I don't know.
I think that's good. I think
ordinary. He looked ordinary. Dobbins looks good. He looks fresh. He looks ready to go. I think
he's also from H-Town. He's from Houston, so he might have some family in there. Might be a little bit more inspired. We saw the big story. Remember when Jake Bates went to Houston? He's from Tomball, which is I was in Tomball yesterday. There's it's just south of where I live in the Houston area. So that was there is something to playing in your home state, especially when you're from Texas with a lot of people in the crowd. So yeah, I think Dobbins looks good, and they are running downhill to start.
They certainly are. J.K. Dobbins was the workhorse of this offense early in the year. Then things started to tank a little bit, then the injury, and then obviously returning late. And it'll be interesting to see, too, if Dobbins is the guy next year, too, another year removed maybe from the knee injuries.
I think they got to get somebody. There's so many running backs in this draft class.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
They're going to at least get somebody, especially, look at Travion Henderson. And if that guy, look at what he did last night. If he falls to,
if there's a Harbaugh back, it's that
second,
guy. Right over the outstretched arms of McConkey there over at the 2. So 2nd and 10 now for Justin Herbert and the Chargers as we're getting closer and closer. But it's great to see the target volume in this opening drive. And you can take a lot out of these opening drives too with teams, how they look, because this is what they prepare for, right? This is our first series. We know the plays. We know what we're going to do. We're going to go out there and try to assert our will. And when it doesn't work, sometimes it can have a negative effect. So far, they've marched down this field. They have looked exactly like I thought the Chargers would. They look very strong. And I'm pleasantly surprised to see how much Herbert is throwing the football here in this early going. It's also great because when Dobbins is going well, you can run the play action like they just ran here. And there is another first down for the Chargers. They continue to march down the field. So Justin Herbert, right now, doing exactly what I was expecting, looking strong. Will Dissly continues to be another guy, too, getting peppered with targets. Let's talk about some Will Dissly numbers here as we're running through and see if we can update everybody on those. Will Dissly's numbers right now are locked going into this game. Certainly had opportunities somewhere in that, I would think, 30-ish yard range is what you were getting in most markets for Dissly. It looks like he might be a bigger part today, at least so far in this first drive.
Yeah, and he, he was hurt, didn't play week 15, week 16, came back. They kind of eased him in week 17. Last week, he had way more snaps at 57%, so I expect him to be up there. Yeah, season high was week 12 at 75%. He's had a couple 73%, but he is involved here. There's a good stop by
42.5 right now, by the way, the number on Dissly, if you want to go over it with the trends here. I would also say to myself, too, if you can get any Dissly touchdown props still available too in some markets as well. Let's see if we can get an updated number on Will Dissly because he looks like a very strong part of the offense right now. Dissly scrolling through trying to find it right now. Will Dissly plus 490. That is a big one right now. So
they're not attacking the outside at all. Like we said with Stingley and Lassiter out there. Having to settle for a field goal here.
They do, which is not ideal, but points are points, and it's a good start here. But when you have a good drive the way they did, they've marched down, about 70 yards down the field, Boggs. You took up time. You now are at 9 minutes and change left in this first quarter already. So a long drive, an extended drive, a drive where you lost a player on the defensive side and you still came up with points, but the points is only a 3, which is also portending a little bit to the under that we were talking about before the show started.
Absolutely. And Azeez Al-Shaair did come back. So just missed a play and came back. So it looks like he's back. I'll say this in terms of scoring, that's not great for the over because this is the scripted drive that you work on all week. I think the most likely score, the most likely touchdown drive that you have is the first one almost every single week. There are, a lot of coaches that make adjustments well. And I think we will see adjustments made for these playoff teams, of course, but not scoring on the scripted drive is big. And now we really get the tone setting question of this game, right? Because what is the Texans offense going to look like? If they come out here and they sputter and they go 3 and out, we might be in a long day for the Texans, right? But if they come out here, they move the ball and they can at least tie it on this drive, I think then this game is going to look way, way more competitive. This is going to be a big show, but big on the Texans to stand up and not let the Chargers score. And I don't know. I know you take the field goal there. I might have been going for it. Maybe I've been watching too much.
No, stop it. You're watching too much Dan Campbell football. Stop it. Stop. You take the points. You Bill Belichick this bad boy, and you get boring.
You are on the road,
and you win football games.
You're on the road.
Come on.
So you probably take the points, but
if I could take field goals in flag football with my 12U team, I would take field goals, but I can't. I'm not allowed to. There's no kicking. But
so you just run the Dan Campbell anyway.
I do, but that's not because I want to. It's forced. Unfortunately, that's what's going on here. Is I have to plug in as I am losing battery in my computer already here.
How many catches for Nico Collins in this drive?
Well, I'm gonna say 2 because I think this drive is gonna stall out for them because now here's the thing. Texans in the opening drive. I think Erickson was pointing this out earlier in the week that the Texans in the opening drive have actually been pretty solid all year. If they don't score on this opening drive, I think that's really going to start to play into this under. We're really going to be very concerned that maybe this game is a little ho-hum and slowly getting us ready. Just to recap as well what we've seen so far in that first drive, 41 passing yards for Justin Herbert. Great there. That's very good for our, was it 225 and a half? I think we had it at earlier or somewhere in that neighborhood. Then we had, on top of that, 1 catch for Ladd McConkey for 10 yards. He did see 2 targets though. One of which was very close to a touchdown. Will Dissly, 2 receptions for 16 yards. J.K. Dobbins, 4 carries for 16, averaging 4 yards a carry. So a good start there. So we're going to get the kickoff here for the Houston Texans to return. Bobs, we haven't really talked too much about this. How have you enjoyed the new kicking rule this year?
I mean, I don't care, honestly. It's fine.
I mean, the most Bogman answer I could possibly get for this.
Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time till the kicks are gone. At least kick returns are gone. Maybe the punts will stay the same. But it's a tough play. A lot of guys get hurt on it. It's going to get drummed out of the league pretty quick. They're doing everything they can to save it. Because we just saw Devin Hester go in the Hall of Fame as a kick returner, right? Like we want that aspect of the game to stay, but guys keep getting hurt and they keep wanting to add games too. So
there will be more games. You know what I just want them to do? I just want them to do 2 bye weeks for everybody and make them more reasonable of when they are.
And only Thursday night football games if you're
why there's any bye weeks in week like 4 or whatever it is as early as it starts is crazy as we have a early shot here, early turnover, and it is the Chargers football.
Is that Derwin James just ripped that ball right out? Is that
it? Is Derwin James, the acquired piece a few years ago who has dealt with many injuries. Huge play. Now here it is. That ball looks out, Boggs, to me before he is down. And I don't think there's any doubt about this. That ball is moving before that knee. I think now maybe we slow it down. It's going to get real close. So again,
yeah, I think so too.
Maybe not. I can't tell if it's shadow or not.
That was
no, the ball's out before the knee. I think definitively. Maybe they slow it down here. But I
man, that is bang bang.
It is very bang bang.
Out, though.
I think it's out. I think that one view that they showed was more of a shadow where it looked like his knee was down. But this is what you can't have happen if you're the Houston Texans for 2 reasons. Number 1, now you've given a ball up in your own territory first and foremost. Number 2, Again,
first play.
These mojos in these playoff games are so important. See, now that angle looks even closer.
This one that I'm seeing looks definitely like that ball is out.
All right, here we go, everybody. I saw, by the way, I think it was Jordan in the chat, JoJo. He's got Nico Collins for reception overs here. I know some people
got to have the ball
on the reception, but you got to have the ball on the longest
but
reception.
if you get down, it's going to be a lot of passing too.
That was about as close as you can get, though. I mean, it was super close on that replay. Ooh. But as you said, bang, bang. And unfortunately, the Chargers look to strike again, and it is a 9-yard run once again. The Chargers so far running that ball down, but it is once again now actually not J.K. Dobbins. Gus Edwards. I haven't seen Gus Edwards run for 9 yards since 2000.
Well, you remember, Joe, one of the last
we Thursday did this bet.
I'm always on the longest, and I had the under, and he
had the one game he had it.
The one game I had it, and he ripped off a 52-yard.
I got a text from Boggs at like 11 o'clock at night because it was the fourth quarter of that game. Remember?
I was mad, dude.
And Boggs was so mad. He was like, "Son of a bitch! I can't believe we did this."
Come on! I mean, the whole game it was like 3-2, 3-3.
All right, so let's talk about the usage here of the running backs because now we're getting the Gus Edwards series after J.K. Dobbins. I don't like this. Edwards coming off the field now. I get it. It's good to keep everybody fresh. It's going
to be way more Dobbins. Even last week,
I agree, it's gonna be way more Dobbins.
When Edwards didn't play, it was 65% Dobbins and it was 36%. The highest percentage that Dobbins has had all year was 82%. That was with no Gus Edwards. Mm-hmm. So with both of these guys playing, it looks like 73%, 71%. I don't know if this is a game where he got nicked up. 73% looks like the highest snap
here
percentage
for Herbert. So Herbert goes down here with a loss.
I mean, this would be huge for the Texans in terms of momentum to hold them to a field goal here. Great play by Will Anderson, one of the best in the league.
One of the best.
By the way,
for sure.
Did you watch Abdul Carter this weekend? Tell me that guy's not going top 5. That he was doing all that with one arm. That was crazy.
Dude, it was stunning. It was a stunning sideline to sideline. I mean, watching him get after it, it's a good time. It's a good time.
You see them trying to chip with a running back on Will Anderson. He was like, out of my way, kid.
All right, so now we're in 2nd and 19 here. So this is where I'm looking for some more Lad McConkey here.
Yeah, this is an underneath pass, right?
Actually, no, it is a pass that is dropped, unfortunately. And no, it's not Quentin Johnson dropping it, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. Will Dissly, where are your hands, son?
Here. So, and that's a ball that should have been caught. However, again, going back to the in-game live aspect of this right now, that number on Will Dissly to score a touchdown went from 4 to 550 as we were talking during this drive. So all I'm saying is my boy's getting targets. So far, we haven't seen any Quentin Johnson. We've seen Lad McConkey. We've seen a lot of Will Dissly. And
they haven't thrown the ball outside once. Yeah, it's only 6 pass attempts, but they have not thrown the ball outside the numbers to the wide receivers yet, have they?
Well,
only inside.
You said that.
There's one.
Just got it, one right here. So there it is. And who is it? DJ Chark.
Yeah, Quentin Johnson, I know it came in not only gimpy, but also with an illness. So I don't know how much we're going to see him today.
All right. We're going to continue to stay with this drive here. We're looking for another field goal, which honestly, if you could take moral victories, this is a moral victory here for the Houston Texans. Because if you give up 7, you fall down 10-0 here in this first quarter. I think things are going to get really rough, but it is 3-0 right now as watching it. I don't know if the tally is a little ahead of us here. It's a 39-yard field goal attempt. So far, we are all threes here. So it is 6-0 Chargers, and we'll see if the Houston Texans can do something better. We, in the meantime, want to remind everybody, if you are using the BettingPros tools, and you should be, one of the ones you should check out is the Same Game Parlay Builder. If you're looking to build your own same game parlay for any game in any major sport, check out the BettingPros Same Game Parlay Builder. Combine multiple bets with a single NFL game, leveraging insights like correlated bet recommendations, EV ratings, cover probability, and more. Perfect your betting strategy by analyzing our overall correlation grades and projections, and stay ahead by following the latest SGPs placed by fellow bettors. Start building winning plays today at bettingpros.com/parlay or on the BettingPros sports betting app. Download that bad boy today. I know a lot of people love that graphic too. All those Chiefs. I'm sure they love all those Chiefs right now. Anybody who isn't from
Kansas this rage
City,
bait?
It might be. My daughter is very excited though for the Chiefs to make another run.
Look at my guy CK
sweatshirt today.
My guy CK in the chat, Dicker over 1.5 field goals. Cha-ching, let's go.
You nailed it,
Welcome,
CK. You nailed
CK
it.
and I just recorded a draft pod. He does some writing for FP as well. So
there you go.
Good dude. Good follow on the
us,
Twitters for CK at COPIEPS on the tweeters.
And look, so far, again, we're continuing to look at the under for this game being the right side to be on. Currently, right now, as we're looking at this line, the updated line here is we're trending towards the end of this first quarter, -4.5 for the Chargers. I'm seeing in most markets at -135. So the juice is pretty heavy. If you like the Texans here to keep it close, and with a couple of these recent field goals, not touchdowns, perhaps that's more viable. Again, it's only the first quarter. These teams are figuring it out. +4.5, I'm seeing right now on FanDuel at +104, and on the money line +200 for the Houston Texans right now, if you like them for the upset. The number you're getting in most spots, by the way, too, is 42.5 right now, and the under at +102. So you're getting plus money on that under right now. Yes,
I'm looking at DK second drive results for the Texans. Punt +100, field goal +220, turnover on downs or safety +550, touchdown +310. What are you going with?
Give them to me one more time.
So it was punt is 100. Then we have here they are. Field goal +220. Turnover, defensive touchdown, safety +550, or touchdown for the Texans. Excuse me.
I'll take the punt. I'll take the easy money with the punt here.
+100. Give me the touchdown at +310. Let me see them bounce back from this. Make this an interesting game.
You're way more reckless and fun than I am. I'm boring. I want to go ahead and take the punt here. Look, I think what we're looking at here too is the question is, did this shake any confidence that you touch the ball one time, you give it up by that first play? That's a frustrating thing for an offense. It's trying to get a rhythm going, and you're sitting out there on the sideline.
But you got to answer for your defense. Your defense just held up. They didn't
you have to answer for your defense, but it's not like the Houston Texans have done that all year long.
It's true.
Let's be honest.
It's true. So let's see what they have here. But I kind of like that triple up. And again, this is the rest of the scripted drive, right? So this still should be one of their best drives. You only got one play in.
So we also should note that in this game so far, basically of the first 15 minutes, about 9 minutes of game time, the Houston Texans defense has been on the field. So let's see also if that starts to take its toll potentially in the second half of this game. So, all right. So we are looking forward here. It is now second down here for the Houston Texans here. They're running through the lineups right now, currently 2nd and 7 here.
Didn't have time on that first drive. So got to go through the lineups now.
Joe Pisapia, University of the Arts, Philadelphia. Scott Bogman, would you like to announce yourself or no?
No, Scott Bogman, School of Hard Knocks.
There you go. All right, so CJ Stroud here, another handoff to mix in this one. Again, a couple yards in a cloud of dust. So clearly right now, are you looking at this play calling being a little too conservative out of the gate after what just happened? I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't get a first down here, it definitely is. What are you doing?
Oh, that punt smells pretty good on 3rd and 7.
It does.
Let's go. Let's go. Boring Joey taking his field goals and his points. Look,
oh, man.
Winning isn't always sexy. It's just not. Sometimes you win by just doing the right things, playing field position, taking points when points are given to you. It's the Patriot way. It's the Patriot way. All right, so it's now 3rd down and 7. We've got 3 out wide. You still got Mixon in the backfield here, and they are all over CJ Stroud. He's rolling out, trying to make a play. He's attempting to throw it away and almost picked off.
Yikes.
Again.
Oh, Lord, that was a bad pass.
Oh, Lord, should have been picked off, and you're looking at a punt on 4th and 7. Cha-ching. Let's go, Joey P.
That was an easy one, yeah.
You can put it on the board. Yes. Look, man, if you are the Houston Texans offensive coordinator right now, you pull CJ Stroud over and you say, hey, listen, it's 6-0. You can't make that throw there. You have to throw that ball away because the last thing you can do is put this defense out on the field again, basically in the red zone. You can't do that a third time in one quarter. You just can't do it and win a game.
The Chargers have to, they got to score a touchdown here, right? Because you're not making the Texans pay for these huge mistakes early in the game quite yet. The fumble to start, they only get 3 points off of it. And then you go 3 and out That's going to be interference.
It's going to be a flag right here too. So we're going to have to wait for the call
God,
here.
so many mistakes. The Texans are drowning in mistakes already, and we're only 10 minutes in.
This is also when you get to a point with certain teams too, when you're evaluating these situations is, Harbaugh is like, whether you like him or not, he's a very good football coach and a very disciplined football coach who is always going to put his team in a position to try not to make mistakes, be smart with the football. And so far, what you're seeing out of the Houston Texans, I feel like, is anything but that. You're seeing right now a team that is trying to win games on their talent and not necessarily on their discipline. And sometimes in games like this that are very close, you have to get that. Let's run through some more things that might be on the board here. Do you have anything on the DK side for this drive here? Because now we're going to be pushing that football up on the starting spot as we have less than 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Let's take a look at our options for the Chargers on this drive. So far, 1 of 1 punt. I want to see if I can go 2 for 2 here, back to back.
Punts plus 120, so still the best odds. Field goal is plus 295. Field goal attempt plus 295. Turnover on downs or safety is plus 650, and a touchdown is plus 230 for the Chargers. And you got to think, like you mentioned, Joe, is very astute observation here. Time of possession doing bad things for the Texans defense right now. Currently, time of possession in this game, 8:16 to 146. Oof. Not very good. Not very good at all. If you are a Texans fan,
I'll tell you what. Brutal. I like was it plus 230 you're getting for the touchdown right now on this drive?
Yeah.
Here's why I like it, because sometimes as an offensive coordinator, you don't get to see a lot of what the defense wants to do in the first quarter. You've seen a lot of what this defense wants to do so far. You haven't had a lot of time to look at the playbook, go through some things, maybe to fix some stuff out.
Might be running out of plays already.
Yeah. All right, where are we going here? We're gonna shuffle through some of these pages. But if I'm the offensive coordinator right now, what I'm thinking is, all right, I've seen the coverages they're throwing at me. I've seen the blitz packages, of some of the looks that they're trying to give me. Now I'm going to try to react to what they're doing. And that is a huge bonus, because when you see so much of a defense so early on, you have a better chance, if you're a good coordinator, to expose some of the things that you're seeing and some of the weaknesses there. So I'm just saying, I think if you're going to have this drive, plus, again, that defense has been on the field for almost this entire quarter, I'd like them to score a touchdown. I think this is a really good wager right now. Boggs, what do you think? Are you going for another field goal? Or are you going?
Yeah, give me the field goal, because you're tripling up. It's plus 295. So we're tripling up on that.
And it's just attempt too, to remind everybody.
Yes, just attempt. It doesn't have to make it. You just have to settle for the field goal. So that's what I'm looking for here. They have some more granular ones. A passing touchdown is plus 450. A rushing is plus 350. A field goal made is plus 350. So maybe the field goal make with a guy like Dicker out there, I actually like a little bit better than the attempt, but you're getting a little, all you have to do is get the attempt for the 295. Interception is plus 1,400. Fumble loss is plus 1,900. And then field goal miss is plus 1,800. You can't take that with Dicker out there, I don't think. But give me the field goal made here. I'm going to do that one. Plus
field goal made.
Plus 350. So
all right, Father Man's with me. The Council of Joes is already convened, and we're all in on the touchdown on this drive. So we'll see if we can make it work. Again, look, man, as an offensive coordinator, you beg to see as much as you can of what a defense wants to do against you. You want to see it, and the fact that you've seen it for the majority of this quarter is great. Normally, you see maybe 2, right? Maybe 2 drives. This is going to be what, the 4th one now?
Well, these are the extended drives too, usually, right? Like these are the extended drives that happen. Yeah, that's 3rd. So is because you scripted these, you practice them, your timing routes are good, like you're ready to rock. But the Texans again at least need to hold to a field goal here if they want to stay in this game, because you're losing momentum quick.
What you're also seeing is the spread moving in this game too. You're seeing minus 6.5 right now on the Chargers and Texans, minus obviously on the Charger side. This is Herbert swings it out, but it looks like maybe a holding penalty might bring this one back potentially. So that is already telling you that Vegas is looking at this one as maybe being one where the Houston Texans don't have it today. Like they just don't have it. And
still very early.
It is very early. Here's a point I want to make, though, because if it gets to a point where let's say the Chargers throw down that touchdown on this drive. Now, the flag is not going to help here, but again, it's only second down, so we'll see what happens. But if the Chargers are able to put up 7 here and put this to 13, if this starts to push to 8.5 or somewhere like that, that's when I might jump on the Houston side of this game. If you decided not to bet it yet, and you're just watching and you're looking for value, there would be some value if you get this number to 8.5 or even 9.5, because I do think that there's, as you said, there's a lot of football left. I will say this though, Boggs, if you're asking me who's going to make better adjustments at halftime, which head coach, I'm still going to favor Harbaugh. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. He's got a lot of experience. So yeah, I think I would go with Harbaugh there as well. Hope not. I'm not a big Harbaugh fan, but
oh, I know. Any Harbaugh. Even like the mom or
I don't
the
even
dad?
hate
Like,
John. I don't hate John Harbaugh, but I've never liked Jim Harbaugh. So I can tell you that.
Well, Jim's a little more unlikable.
Yeah,
you know?
well,
although
going back to
something funny,
his Colt stays as a quarterback, trying to draw a flag in the AFC Championship for a late hit. He's such a crybaby.
I did hear a very funny thing though, where he said, I guess they were talking about, your brother in the playoffs, all these things, and they were talking about the game they played against each other. He goes, don't make any mistake. He said, I would die for my brother. He said, I just won't let him beat me in a football game. I was like,
not bad.
That is brothers right there. All right. You got to give some credit here to Houston Texans defense. Ball looks like it might have been tipped there. And unfortunately, guess what? Quentin Johnson, guess what? Does not come down with it. I got a feeling that Herbert was made contact with during that.
Yeah, I think that ball got
checking his arm there too. Right.
That ball got smacked a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's going to be
a
flag though, but this time it's going to be on the Texan side. So it's going to be holding on the defense here on Danielle Hunter. So interesting spot there. So Texans, after me praising them, immediately give up a bad penalty. So, and looking on this too, you want to make sure Herbert is healthy for this game. Certainly got in close here. And as he was throwing the football, you cut away from it. CBS, come on. You got to give me 2 more seconds there, CBS. You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, that's a tough penalty. Don't rip the jersey, stupid. Come on, Will.
Don't rip the jersey, stupid. Let's put that on a t-shirt. Abysmal play there. Get one run there for Gus Edwards. Now, why Gus Edwards is in this game running the ball up the middle, I'll never know, between the tackles.
This is also a Harbaugh special, is being extremely conservative, especially on the road. So that could keep the Texans in this game, but they keep showing it ball control, 945 to 146 now. It is just brutal. Will Anderson just checked out of the game. So
Hunter just checked out of the game.
Yeah, or Hunter. Yeah, you're right. Hunter just checked out of the game. So this is not great. And here comes Haskins, by the way.
I mean, what are we doing here? Jimmy, what are we doing? Come on, you're killing me, Smalls. After all of that first drive where J.K. Dobbins was basically getting, 4 yards every time he touched the football, and now we're going to pivot to Haskins and Gus Edwards. This is terrible. And it's embarrassing me because I have Dobbins here as a guy who could go over, and I thought, okay, we're going to commit to Dobbins in this game, and then Harbaugh is harbawing me right between the Harbaughs, and I hate that.
How is Haskins' jersey already ripped up? Wasn't that his first play?
I don't know. Is he playing on special teams? That's the only thing I can think.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay, there you go. Crowd's into it, though. Well, they don't
this is terrible. This is a big.
What kind of towels are they using? You're Houston.
Playoff towels.
Playoff towels. That doesn't have the same ring to it. Again, Herbert hit in the arm again.
Ooh.
This one comes down. Lad McConkey unable to come down with it. Boy, oh boy, they are getting after Justin Herbert right now. Here's an idea.
Stand.
Let's try to throw some extra help back there for protection instead of leaving him out there since he's getting his ass kicked right now. How about that, Jimmy? How about let's get Justin Herbert some extra protection? You want to make a run this playoffs? You want to be the team to beat the Chiefs? Well, how about you get out there with the Texans? Terrible series here for the Chargers. Big momentum swing here. It feels like at this point, this defense right now is saving the bacon. The question is, how long will it last?
We need an extended drive if you're a Texans fan here, right? Oh, or block punt.
Well, guess what? That punt still went about.
Oh, yeah. Good Lord. Talk about it. Talk about a Chargers bounce to a punt. Wow.
That was
CK
crazy.
Longest block punt ever.
I don't know if I've ever seen a blocked punt go the opposite direction that far. Yeah, he just got off of his fingertips.
Oh.
So we did not get our touchdown. Look, you're 100% right. Right now, the Texans defense is rallying
They're
around.
standing up.
They are standing up. And you've got to react to this if you're the OC right now in LA. You have got to look at this and you've got to get Herbert some more protection there. You got to put him in shotgun, put a running back who can block next to him, and start moving the damn football a little bit. That's what you got to do. Get J.K. Dobbins back in this game. Stop with this Gus Edwards, Hassan Haskins nonsense because it's ridiculous.
So what do you try to do if you're Houston on this next drive here? Are you slinging it, trying to get it to Nico Collins, or are you saying we got to eat some clock? We got to give the defense a little bit of a rest. Let's go. I'm guessing short, easy completions followed by run plays. I think that's what we're looking at.
I agree. I think you're going to see some screens. I think you're going to see some wheel routes by Joe Mixon out of the backfield. That honestly, that's what I'd be calling right now. I want to get Mixon out in space a little bit because so far running him up against that line has not worked. So let's get him out in space for a little bit. 6-0 currently in this. So if you had, I'm not sure what the first quarter number was, Boggs, in terms of the actual total. Do you remember what that was?
I think it was more than 6. So
yeah, I do too. It's starting to feel like the under in that one. The numbers come back down for the Chargers too. Was 6.5. Now it's 5.5. So again, just watch this one real close. And to the inverse too, if the Houston Texans should make a big play, run down the field here, all of a sudden you get the Houston Texans going ahead 7-6. I would also, if you have not bet this game, pounce back over to the Chargers.
And by the way,
I find it hard to believe the Texans will come out victorious today, but we'll see.
This drive is punt -110, field goal attempt +340, touchdown +340. So same for each. And then turnover on downs and safety is +550 on this third drive for the Texans. So it's hard to pick anything but punt right now at -110.
I mean, that's what you're looking for. I think that's probably the way to go. CJ Stroud so far in the day, 1 of 2 for 7 yards. Joe Mixon, 2 carries for 3, 1.5 average in case you are not real good at math. John Mechie had 1 catch for 7 yards, and that's about it, folks, right now. On the defensive side, though, so far, you do have a half sack for Mario Edwards and Will Anderson each. So there you go. And look, special teams coach fired up as he should be. It was a huge play. Chargers did get, as you said, a kind bounce. So we got 2:35 remaining in the first quarter here, Scott Bogman. We are getting some motion too. That's another thing I'd like to see this offense do. Let's start moving some pieces around.
Sling it.
There we go. And we're slinging it over the middle. And that is a first down and more. We're at the 44. It looks like a 43 to the tight end there. So Dalton Schultz, I believe it was. Yes.
Yep. Dalton Schultz. Yeah. So Dalton chew up some clock here. Or was that Schultz?
Yep. It was Dalton Schultz.
Okay.
Yep. It is Schultz there. I know I did the same thing for a second. I was like, I guess I'm not used to seeing Dalton Schultz. It's been a while. It was very 2023 for Dalton Schultz. Over the middle again. So clearly they've seen something here where they're trying to get over the middle.
Robert Woods. Bobby Trees.
Wow. Robert Woods sighting, everybody.
There he is.
Very often.
That's what happens when Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell get hurt, and Mechie fumbles on the first play. You're going to see a little Bobby Trees action in here. Nothing to Nico yet.
Well, here's an interesting thing. So you had 2 passes straight over the middle here. If you get Derwin James to start coming up and cheating up a little bit to stop that, watch for something over the top here, Nico Collins. That's what I'd be looking for. If you can get him, but again, Derwin James dropping back into coverage. That's why he's such a good player. He's not biting on that at all. And you have an incomplete pass here. So it is now 2nd and 10 here, but good movement here. Do you have a number 2 for them to kick a field goal on this drive potentially? Because that's starting to look like a possibility.
+4. Well, now it's down. So it was +425. It switched to +425, and then the touchdown was +550. Who is this? Denzel Perryman going to the locker room with an elbow injury. Back up now. It's +360, and touchdown is +800 on 2nd and 10.
+360 is a heck of a number here for a field goal in this spot here too, because so far the Chargers have shown you they haven't given up any big plays. Safeties are in good position here too. Stroud again taking another sack. This is something you can't have happen.
I mean,
and
he didn't have any Mississippis on that play.
He did not. He did not. We'll have to take a look here. So Joey Bosa with a sack. So if you had Bosa for over 0.5 sack, cha-ching, you just cashed on this one. So Bosa, it was 1-on-1 too, no help. He comes in there, goes to the inside, and
Step
brings down
up,
CJ
step
Stroud.
up, step up. Come on.
Well, here's the problem. He kind of stepped up, but he stepped up right into Bosa.
I should have
So
ran.
that's
Look
the
at all
problem.
that green in front of him.
That, I'm glad you said that, because that's what might have to happen here. If you're CJ Stroud, you might have to start moving the football yourself a little bit. It's 3rd and 15. We'll see if he can come away with something here. This is not going to be enough on this one, so they're going to be short. The question is, Boggs, do you think you're in 4th down territory here potentially in the first quarter? 30 seconds left. They're going to let this tick off, and then I think they're going to think about it.
Yeah. At least think about it. See if Slowick has something that he can draw up here. I think that's the smart decision. And at the very least, you give your defense the quarter to breathe and get some oxygen on that sideline.
This big mistake here. They're getting up to the line. I would be
I think they're just going to try to draw them off.
They're not in that space. It's 4th and 6.
They're not doing it. Yeah, they're not.
So no, I mean,
it's smart. I mean, I think it's smart. You get up there and you do all you can.
Yeah,
to try to draw them off.
It's 4th and 6. I mean, you got to have some discipline there if you're the Chargers. Again, I
mean, I
don't think you're going to catch a hardball team there with that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But at least you give yourself a shot. It's never, it's just like asking. If you don't ask, you're never going to get it. So at least ask.
All right, and if you're asking for the best tools, well, guess what? We've got them over at BettingPros. The BettingPros betting systems are available right now, and this tool is designed to help you find winning strategies and make smarter bets. Customize your betting systems by sport, bet type, and time frame to find the best opportunities using real-time data and expert analysis. Track the performance of different betting systems over time and optimize your bets to increase your chances of success. Download the BettingPros app today and elevate your betting strategy to start making smarter bets. All right, so far, just the tail of the tape as we run through. Justin Herbert, 5 of 9 for 51. J.K. Dobbins, 5 carries for 17. Gus Edwards, 3 for 12, which is irritating the hell out of me. Will Dissly, 2 catches for 16, leading the charge here. Tucker Fisk had a catch for 15. DJ Chark, 1 catch for 10. Ladd McConkey, 1 for 10 as well. And then Cameron Dicker with 2 field goals. He's 2 for 2, the longest being 39. CJ Stroud, after 1 quarter of football, 4 of 6 for 43. Joe Mixon, again, just 2 carries. I want to get Joe Mixon the football, Boggs. I want to get him outside in space a little bit with the ball in his hands. Why they haven't done that yet, I don't know. I like them attacking the middle of the field. That looks good. Dalton Schultz with 2 catches for 23, Robert Woods for 1 for 23, and John Mechie 1 for 7. So far, 0 Nico Collins receptions. So it looks like the plan is clear. Get after CJ Stroud. Don't let Nico Collins beat you. And it seems like a pretty good strategy, Box.
It's working so far. Texans are going to have to make adjustments. And the one thing about the Texans offense is that a lot like the Longhorns, right? When you have a lot of these motions, a lot of these sweeps, a lot of moving pieces, sometimes it's too slow. So if you just go right after the quarterback, you're going to get to him. So let's see how Houston adjusts from this wretched first quarter that they've had, specifically on offense. So hopefully that we want, I know you're on the under, but we want a Texans touchdown right now. That's what we want, because we want the Chargers to pass the ball and need to pass the ball.
Yeah.
So and to get Ladd McConkey a little bit more involved, I think would be huge. So,
well, one thing so far, the under looks pretty good.
It does.
So that's where we are. The under, but you want to take a guess? I don't know if you've seen it, what that number is right now going into the second quarter, the total
38.5.
38.5. Ding, ding, ding.
I didn't even look.
No, look at that. No hands, Mom.
They're punting.
I did it. And here we go. We're punting here, which I got to tell you, I hate this.
But this looks weird. What is this gunner doing?
I mean, could it be a fake punt situation? It looks like a really curious
draw
one.
him off.
Look, this is dumb here. If you've got momentum and the crowd is into it and you feel like you're starting to move the football in a rhythm, you're in a weird position here. Your defense has played so well. I don't know. They took a delay a game and now they're punting. I hate this. This is you had all this time to talk about what you want to do, to get the right play, to make something happen here, to try to push this football a little bit, because you have done nothing. This is the first time you've crossed the 50 so far in this game.
But if you don't get this, you lose all the momentum. I think that's it. I don't
know, Boggs. In a 6-0 game, I think in the first half, I think with the way your defense has played so far and gotten after Herbert, I'm pretty confident
but
that
I
I'm
think
taking a shot here. I
if
don't
you
like this at all.
I like pinning them. But
And I'm a more conservative fella.
I also grew up a Steelers fan, so I like
Yeah,
pinning 'em,
but
playing
look,
defense. Defense looks good. Offense doesn't.
yes, but your offense doesn't look all that great. And if you're getting an opportunity here to extend this a little bit and give your defense a little bit of a blow, you want to do it. This is the time you could do that a little bit. You just had that in
Hit
between
him
that
at the
first quarter.
7-8 here. I think that's a
All
good
right,
play. Now
we'll
look,
see.
if they drive 94 yards and score a touchdown, then obviously it was the wrong call.
Time
But
of possession, 28 minutes to 2.
yeah, what is the old John Madden like? If it works, you're a genius, and if it doesn't, you're an idiot. That's just how it always is.
It's
So
true. I don't know. It just felt like they were starting to get in the groove, starting to move forward. 4th and 6 in that 40-ish range is makeable, and it's not like you're giving them massive field position. Like it's not like you're at the 50 here. You're in their territory. I don't know. I think you could have pushed the envelope there. You were moving the ball pretty well. You haven't gotten any rhythm, and I think that's the bigger problem now. Is as the Houston Texans go on, I'm concerned with that offense finding that rhythm because you're just not on the field long enough to figure it out. This was an opportunity that I thought for sure they would let the clock tick down. I thought for sure they would end up finding the play that they liked here from what they've seen so far. And so far, that's not it. All right. Let's see who is out there at the running back position right now, Boggs. We're getting
Dobbins.
Finally, but it's going to be a fake to him. I'm going to go across the field, and it's going to be a first down to our boy, Ladd McConkey, for another reception.
There we go.
So let's go. He's a hustle player, Boggs.
He's scrappy. He's a gym rat.
Oh, good
What
time.
a smart play.
Look, man, and Stingley right over the top of him on that too. That is a contested catch.
Ladd is pretty. I mean, you can't get better coverage than that. Ladd is pretty unstoppable.
You can't
get
better coverage or concentration from Ladd either.
If you're a big fan of college football too, I mean, you notice the drop off with Bowers and McConkey gone. Carson
100%.
Beck looked like he was lost, and Georgia they went from two of the best pass catchers in the league to the team that dropped the most passes.
Ladd again for another huge chunk here. 15 yards, it looks like. Ladd McConkey looking good so far in our pregame bets. So here we go, folks. Again, I just don't think you want to give the ball back to the Chargers in this. I think this if you don't give your offense a chance to getting
done is score 2 field goals. This is some good plays right here, but
3 receptions on 5 targets for 37 for Ladd McConkey. So that's trending in a good direction for us.
Bro?
So
What
there
up,
you go.
D-bro?
D-bro, Houston will establish the run. Let's see what this guy has to say.
To establish
next drive, they have to get into a rhythm and eat some clock. Look, D, I don't disagree with you, but unfortunately, they've been running straight up against that line. And I'm looking right now that I want Joe Mixon to get the ball on a screen. I want Joe Mixon to run some outside routes here a little bit. You want to line him up in the slot a little bit, give yourself some different looks. Get Joe Mixon the football out there a little bit. Make a big play. And this is also, I think, at a point with this Texans offense, when they've had the injuries they've had, you don't have the explosiveness and the speed of Tank Dell. You don't have, you have a guy like Robert Woods who's a veteran, but, Stephon Diggs, obviously a clear talent. That one does not go the way for the Chargers. Now 3rd and 4. So look, maybe you're going to be right here and you're going to have another stop here for the Texans defense. I have to give the Texans defense credit. They have.
This is the strength of the team.
Up against it. Yeah.
It is the defense. And last year it was the offense. So, and we expected more from the offense, right? Like we expected that second year jump that you sometimes see from quarterbacks. Instead, we got a sophomore slump from CJ Stroud, but the defense has been keeping them in it. Daniil Hunter, a big part of that. Obviously, Will Anderson, one of the best defensive players in the league. And he is showing out in this game so far. Probably the only good thing the Texans have had.
No, don't like that at all. QJ, unfortunately incomplete to him, and he looks a little banged up on this play too.
Yeah.
It's funny on that play, Boggs, they pulled Dobbins back, and I thought he was going to be there to chip Daniil Hunter, right? He didn't. Instead, he goes out for a reception. I don't know if you could see it on the replay, but this is now the 3rd time that Justin Herbert has been hit when he's throwing. And I will say this, that's not good. Quarterbacks don't like getting touched while they're throwing, let alone 3 times in the first half of a football game. It starts to make them a little antsy sometimes. So keep a close eye on that. It's not a great look. Great job by the Texans defense yet again. So I'll take the L here. I still think they should have kept going, to be honest with you. I think they should have just kept on pressing. But Houston Texans force the punt here. We're going to have now the ball on their 10 is where they're going to start things off here. So
not great.
Not
a
great.
Great punt.
Hell of a punt here. So Harbaugh looking on, and we are going to another commercial break. So, Boggs, let's take a look at some of our betting options here on this next drive. Also, as Bogman pulls that up, an update on the lines of this game. 5.5 is the number here, plus 220 for the Houston Texans on the money line. The over-under has dropped significantly from the original 42.5 to 36.5 now. So we'll see where things end up next. Touchdown scores, we haven't had any, but you do have Joe Mixon now moving into the plus at plus 120, which is interesting. Nico Collins at plus 195. Ladd McConkey at plus 260. Dalton Schultz at 360. He's been getting going so far in this game. That could be an intriguing one. Will Dissly at plus 700 now, also intriguing with the way they've been targeting him. DJ Chark at plus 550 as well. And of course, Deontay Johnson now at plus 1100 in case just for Andrew Erickson if he's watching.
Let's get the damn ball to Nico. I mean, what are we doing? Get the ball to your best player. Design a play for him. Run a short route for him. Do something. Put the ball in his hands, for God's sake. Looking at the Texans drive right here, punt is going to be minus 160. So the juice kind of, getting to the bad area on this punt, but we've seen a lot. Field goal attempt plus 450. Touchdown is plus 425. And turnover downs and safety is plus 600. So I don't know. The turnover on downs at 600 is not bad because they just thought about going for it on fourth down and opted not to. They tried to draw them off sides. Then they waited for the delay of game. So they're at least it's in their mind right now for the Texans. So I think maybe I don't hate that one.
All right. Fun one here. Mixon looks like the rushing yards have dropped to 50.5 on underdog. Debro likes the over. I got to tell you, man, right now.
They got to have the ball.
I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I don't think I'm there yet. I want to see what happens on this drive. This is a very defining drive here. And here's the problem. You're up against it. You're backed up against your own end zone practically. I imagine the play calling is going to be relatively conservative here. Now, if it's not, I'll be surprised, definitely. But this is also not a good spot here. It almost
I take a shot on first down.
Match. Here's the
thing. I go play action deep to Nico on first down. That's what I do.
All right. So if you want to try to open things up again, I don't disagree. That's probably a really good situation to try. But it does feel like a battle of conservationists right now where nobody wants to make a mistake. But at some point, you have to push. At some point, this is the playoffs. You lose and go home. This is not week 12 here. So, again, I don't know if you're going to see that push right here. We'll find out. You got a single back set right now, a little bit of movement on the right side, and a handoff to Mixon, which once again is 2 yards and a cloud of dust. So they are telling you right now, we're not going to let Mixon beat us, and we're not going to let Nico Collins beat us. And I don't know if the Houston Texans have enough left to win without those guys contributing. Boggs, thoughts?
Yeah, I think you're right. This is why I picked the Chargers. They needed Diggs, they needed Dell, they need another weapon, and those guys both went down, and they're going to have to be spending a pick on another playmaker for sure here, or some money. So that's going to need to happen for them. But yeah, you can't. I don't think you can win this game running into the teeth of the defense constantly. You need at least try to get it outside to the corner or a screen pass or something. Yeah.
Well, there's finally Mixon out, and here is your deep pass here, but I think it is a little, it's out of reach there. A little out of the reach. It was opportunity to go deep here, but
see, the reason I don't like that is because you give yourself 3rd and long, 3rd and 8.
Well, if you go back here, you're not going to see it in the replay, but Mixon pops out and he is open underneath for an easy gain of 5 or 6. I would take that, make this a 3rd and 2.
I mean, look, you got the matchup you wanted. You got Nico on Christian Fulton. That's why you take that shot.
I don't disagree, but again,
look at this 0 for 6 combined on 3rd downs.
You're still backed up against it, and Mixon was wide open underneath there. So I don't love that at all. And here we go, another pass from CJ Stroud, and this one is going to be picked off again.
Turnover plus 600, Joey.
6 plus. Is that? Yeah.
Did he get that second foot down?
I think he did, Boggs. We'll have to look at the replay, but it certainly feels like he did. And CJ Stroud was walking off the field. And once again, what did I tell you after that first drive? You have to, or the second one, where you have to pull CJ Stroud off and say, hey, You can't be reckless with the football. If it ain't there, throw it out of bounds. This is another bad throw. He is nowhere near that football.
2, yep.
1 and 2. Definitely 2 here.
Terrible pass.
And that is an atrocious look there for the quarterback. You have to, if that ball's not there,
step up.
Throw the ball.
Where was he throwing the ball to? Who was that even supposed to go to?
Boggs, this is now twice where CJ Stroud has not thrown the ball away and cost his team massive field position. And I got to tell you, right now, I don't see any universe where CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans can create enough offense here to win this football game the way they played so far.
Field goal is plus 165 here. Touchdown is rushing touchdown is plus 340. Passing is plus 225. A punt
that
at
is
this
my
point
favorite one
is
right
plus
there.
950.
Passing plus 2, was it passing plus 250 touchdown for the Chargers?
225, I think.
225. Yeah. I like that one a lot right here. I like this. I think now you can start to open things up a little bit here. You are in their territory. You're eventually this defense is going to start to get fatigued. Like, you just can't keep doing this to them, Boggs. You can't keep doing it.
Well, they keep making plays and they've kept the team in it here, but you cannot turn the ball over in your own area twice and expect to be in this game. They would be lucky to walk away with just a field goal here. So, I mean, I cannot believe the Texans look this bad on it. It's been bad all year, but I mean, you would think a little bit time to prep, this is ugly.
On FanDuel right now, offensive touchdown plus 165, field goal attempt plus 800, plus 100, pardon me. Any other plus 600. I like the offensive touchdown here. That's where I'm looking to go. And once again, to recap too, some of those touchdown score props that are on the board here. Lad McConkey at plus 230 you're getting. I would not bet QJ. He looked banged up on that last play, so I wouldn't look there necessarily. I know you're going to laugh at me. I keep going back to Chark at plus 500. It's just weird enough.
I don't hate it. He's on the field a lot.
He's on the field a lot. Will Dissly plus 650. There's definitely some big money options here right now. Dissly's the one that still stands out to me, especially in this spot here. They've run a lot of play action. They've gotten Dissly some targets early on. I think that's something they've seen that is working and they'd like to do. What is your look here? You're coming out with Dobbins in this set, hopefully, or is it going to be Gus Edwards when we return? Yikes.
I think it's going to be Dobbins, but I think I might be a little bit behind you again.
All right, CJ Stroud, first career postseason interception. Oh, he's lucky too, because it could have been the second one of this game. He has not played well. He has not seen the field well. But more importantly, as we get Herbert finally moving around a little bit, throwing across his body on a terrible play, and he just throws a pick. Unbelievable. What are we doing here?
Look at that one-handed snag from Lassiter. And by the way, there's a reason why you don't go outside, and especially across your body. That was just as bad of a throw.
Yeah, it's textbook everything you don't do as a quarterback, right? Now I get it.
DU down here he said, now Herbert's going to throw a pick, and he immediately did, by the way. So it's great call by you.
That was a great call by you.
Miserable pick.
Horrible situation here. And yes, DU, you told us you were right.
Prophetic.
Terrible job. I was actually very happy to see Herbert moving out of the pocket because he's getting his ass kicked in the pocket. But you can't move in the pocket. I mean, what is this? What are we doing here? This is football 101.
Especially,
stuff.
Look at the guy you're throwing it to. Also, it's Quentin Johnston. You're expecting that guy
to go fighting for a football, right?
Win a jump ball.
You want to throw that ball to Anquan Bolden? Okay. Like, I'm listening. You want to throw that ball up there to somebody like that? Like, okay.
Looks like a lot of people hit the parlay of picks here. Oh, and there goes Nico. There we go. Get him involved.
Nico getting the football.
Let's go.
Boggs, I got to tell you, like, if you're Lamar Jackson, and you're rolling right and you're throwing across the field, I don't like it, but I understand it because you're Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. And by the way, Lamar would have ran that one for 50 yards.
Probably.
I mean, give me a break.
There is a finite number of guys in this league that have that kind of ability. And Justin Herbert, God bless him, is not the guy that I want doing that. Like, that's just football 101. It is a bad look. And also a terrible decision because, once again, if the only thing you see is throwing the ball across the field, eat it. You are in field goal range for at least another 3 here.
Oh, Mechie, you forgot the football, son.
Here's the thing that doesn't happen enough, and you're seeing it in this game, and it doesn't get coached enough, is more situational football. This is a perfect example of situational football where you have Justin Herbert in field goal territory already, first down on this drive, rolling out, throwing across his body. If you roll out and nothing's there and the only look you have is throwing across your body to the other field to Quentin Johnston, you throw the ball away. I am mad about this because this is, again, people hate it, but you want to know why, certain quarterbacks and certain coaches win all the time. Nope, there's another sack here. That's Khalil Mack coming in here. So you get the over on the sacks for Khalil Mack today. Just hit. Congratulations, everybody. 10 minutes to go in the second. I'm fired up about this. I can't believe on the first play he gives that ball right back. That is stunning.
This looks like this looks like a Thursday night football game right now. That's exactly what it looks like.
Unbelievable. It's just atrocious.
Third and 18. Here you go.
3rd and 18, folks.
Drop your best hook and ladder.
Look, right now, just don't let anybody behind you. They don't have a lot of pressure on Stroud. That's a problem. They still stop them well short, though, it looks like. So 4th down, they're going to be punting again. So if you like punts, folks.
How many punts have we had, by the way, in this punt fest?
At least 3. Because one got blocked forward, which again is not something you see every day, boys and girls. You don't see that. It is a very Thursday night football game kind of feel, though. You're right. Like it's starting to get there.
6 points, 5 punts. By the way,
6 points, 5 punts.
This is going to be 6 points. Maybe this is ahead.
All right, so we're going to who he almost got contacted with. Have you noticed that this year too in the league, where on these punts, they're getting less and less space.
Yeah, a little less of a halo. Yeah.
And I'm waiting for somebody to get called on it in a big spot, and it's going to just set off a special teams coach into like nuclear oblivion. But I've noticed it more and more this year than ever before that like the guys are basically on top of the guy in the fair catch. And I don't know how they're getting away with it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. That one was really close. I think a lot of the times it's I think you're getting some of these special teamers learn to block the guy into their own guy to get the call. Sometimes
I think that's a bit of it too. You're right.
I think there's a little bit of that going on, but yeah, it is not great. Let's take a look at what we have for the Chargers drive here.
All right.
Punt plus 115, field goal plus 300, touchdown plus 255, and turnover and downs or safety is plus 600. I'm going to go with that one again. Give me the turnover one again, or turnover on downs, because 4th and short.
I like turnover on downs right now.
Yeah, I mean they all play the same, that or safety. So it's plus what do we say? Plus 600 even on that. Again, I don't hate that. Both these teams are taking some risk. Maybe we see them go into conservative mode here, but I don't think they should.
Continues to drop 34.5 right now. You're getting the Chargers at -6.5, which I don't know why right now. Like that's just stupid. Like I don't like this at all. Don't bet that. It seems insane to me. I would run away in the other direction. Before we rejoin here, the action with the Chargers again getting the football. Maybe we'll see something better out of them this time, because I still am not over what I just saw. BettingPros Discord, join. We want you to be a part. If you're looking to up your game in sports betting, join our exclusive sports betting Discord community at bettingpros.com/chat. Not only can you connect with expert handicappers who provide free picks for NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, player props, live betting, and more, but now you can also participate in our weekly community picks as well. Cast your vote. See how your picks stack up against the experts. Track your success. Again, go to bettingpros.com/chat to be part of our Discord community today. All right, Bog. So tonight we get the Ravens and Steelers as we're waiting ahead here. You think your Steelers cover this game? You think they win outright? Or you think it's another big fat L 5 in a row for the black and gold?
I mean, I think 9.5 is too many points. So I expect them to keep it close in the first half and then get murdered in the second half. That is what has happened in their playoff life, unless outside of that Cleveland game, is kind of keep it close and then get murdered. So I don't know. But
well,
Lamar has had one good game against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they kept the Colts and then they got murdered in the last 10 minutes of the game. Murdered is the right word. All right, we're running some motion here to the right, and it's a handoff to Dobbins on the left for just about nothing there. So this feels like Harbaugh wants to just get into the he just wants this first half of football to be over. He's got a speech boiling inside of his belly. So strong right now. This does not feel like a Harbaugh speech, right? I mean,
what is the speech? Don't throw the effing ball over across your body and to the
across
other
your
side
body
of the field.
when we're on the 20.
When we just got momentum on the road.
Oh my
dumb
God.
play. That was a bad play. And they showed going into this game, Justin Herbert had 260 pass attempts on the road without a pick.
Open field tackle. Bogman loves defense. That's about as textbook as it gets there.
Lassiter is having a great game.
Lassiter is having a tremendous game. That is about as good as it gets there. Single, man on man. You see that quick little fake handoff.
Missile. Like a missile
straight through him. That's how you do it, boys and girls. Sit your kids in front of the TV and say, that's how you make a tackle. You could use that one right there. 3rd and 12 now. Feeling a lot more like a punt.
Defense in this game, baby.
Yeah, we do. And Boggs and I like defense. A lot of people don't.
I don't like 0 for 8 on thirds. Let's get Ladd.
Herbert with a ton of time this time around and a huge reception by Ladd McConkey for about 20 plus. Oh, he got loose too. We almost got real loose there. So big one for McConkey. So far, our lad McConkey is working. My Justin Herbert starting to look a little better. But again, great route here by McConkey. Do you see, if you watch this replay here, you'll see how he rolls through, goes over and around one, and then settles over the second corner there, right into that little sweet spot. Great job by McConkey finding the open area in that zone coverage. Look, man, lock it up. I told you. What was that number we bet him at early so far?
75.5.
75.5. Looking pretty good right now, my friend. Looking pretty good. So you get Dobbins here working. Now, I'm going to say this. If the Chargers can tick this down and get this to 2 minutes here, and it looks like that's exactly the style of offense they're going to be going with right here, Houston Texans are looking at a goose egg in this first half. If that happens, I don't have any confidence, even with 3 timeouts under 2 minutes, that they could possibly move the football into scoring position. I just don't. Not with the way Stroud has played, now with the way they've got nothing going so far in a rhythm. All right, so here we go. It is 2nd and 8 right now as we're going through. It's another fake handoff to Dobbins. He is out there in space, but again, getting a little too happy here, just trying to force the football. You can't do that.
Stingley got there a little bit early.
Maybe, but regardless,
no, it's not
2
a good
Texans there. There's at least one there. No, that is a great play by Stingley. That is on time.
Great play. You're right.
That's tremendous play by Stingley. I saw what you saw too, which that arm come around.
Yeah,
but he touched the football first, so that's never going to get the call there. Great job by Stingley here. One of the elite.
Great call by the refs too. Swallow that. Yeah. I do not want the ref show in the playoffs.
Look, the refs have called this game very fairly.
It's been good. Yeah.
There's been no extracurricular flags. Once again, another collapsed pocket here for Justin Herbert. They are
eating him alive right now. And this is a good line too. That the tackles are good. The interior is not so good for the Chargers, but this is a good line overall. But Danielle Hunter,
but you know what? They're getting beat on the tackles, Boggs.
Yeah, that's Joe Alt delete, not on Danielle Hunter.
No, they're getting eat up. Danielle Hunter on it. Will Anderson on it today. As you said, Lassiter too so far been the defensive player of the game. So another turnover on downs here. Do you think you're going to see a lot more Justin Herbert in the shotgun in the second half of this game?
I think you're going to see a lot more handoffs.
Dobbins. This ain't good. Down at the 1 on the punt.
What's the safety call going to be here?
Can is the MVP of this game right now the punter?
I mean, who else would it be? I guess Will Anderson.
That is another tremendous punt, I just want to say, by J.K. Scott, averaging, that was a 55-yard punt just now. I think they just said it was. So that's pretty good right there. So 3 punts, 45.7. That's pretty good average here in this game for what's going on. All right. We'll see what CJ Stroud has now. Look, now they have 3 timeouts. They have the ball back and the 2-minute warning. So you have a lot of time to work with. let's take a look at what is available on this drive currently. What's the updated version of what we might see potentially?
Punt is minus 205.
The value is dead, boys and girls. The value is dead.
Field goal attempt plus 800. Touchdown or turnover on downs or safety plus 330, and touchdown plus 850 on this drive. So they are expecting a punt. They're down at the 2 or 1 or whatever. So
I know, but one big play. And again, you have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. The field goal at 800. That's a big strike right there.
Yes, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Is it to make a field goal or to attempt a field goal?
Field goal attempt. Field goal made is plus 900.
Nah, just give me the attempt. I'm not
give me the
attempt.
Yeah,
I'm not a greedy man. I've watched enough NFL games this year to know that field goal kicking is inconsistent. Although it seems like they're missing the 35s, but everyone's making 60s this year.
Look, if it was Boswell, it'd be right through. We know that, but
yeah, it would be.
That's the only thing. Like that's how Pittsburgh wins, is by kicking 6 field goals, like they did against the Chiefs way back in the day. So,
off-topic question: how many prequels of Yellowstone are they going to make? Just out of curiosity, is this 1883? There's 1923. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, you're gonna get every year leading up to Yellowstone, I think, is how many they're gonna make.
I want Yellowstone 1984. Can we do that? Where it's just like the 80s and it's very weird time there. Like, what are the 80s like in that period? Can we get that?
Well, Reagan
has a full head of hair. Right? All right, Boggs, as we continue to look ahead to some of the games tomorrow, it feels like a lot of chalk. It feels like I think the Eagles are going to destroy the Packers. I know some people disagree with me, but I cannot be shaken from that feeling. I think the Eagles are going to just kick the crap out of them.
My favorite play of the weekend is Washington and Tampa Bay over. I think that game is a shootout. It was 50.5 the last time I saw it. So that's probably going to be my last one, or my best one, my favorite.
All right. Bo Nix tomorrow and Jaden Daniels, 2 rookie QBs. All right. So we're back up against their goal line here for the Houston Texans. And that is the biggest run of the day so far for Joe Mixon, and who is continuing to push. Looks like he got about 6 there. So
let's go. There you go. Bro, establish the run.
Yeah,
and eat some clock and rest your defense and wear their defense out going into the locker room. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah. So far, here we go. It is fumble, punt, interception, punt. That's how the first half has gone so far.
This is like playing Joe on Madden.
Oh, suck it, Bogman.
Yeah, you're right. It would say interception. Yeah, because Bog, and that wasn't that Madden from a couple years ago. As I haven't played Madden since then.
I will say this,
dude, that's a safety.
Yeah, that is intentional grounding. I think you're right.
Are you in the box?
I don't know.
Did he leave the box and come back in the box?
Well, Jim Harbaugh's got enormous jazz hands going. I think you might be looking at a safety here. We'll see what the referees call it. I will say this while they're reviewing this and we're looking at it. The newer version of Madden from this season, far less interceptions.
I haven't played it at all.
That's why I want to rematch. Played. He looks like
you know what he went. Yeah, he went outside the box just barely.
Jim Harbaugh looks like your high school.
You know what he looks like? He looks like Bubbles. That's have you ever seen the show Trailer Park Boys?
I have not seen Trailer Park Boys.
Grab your phone real quick and just type in.
Well,
Bubbles,
I can't. I'm watching the
Park
game
Boys.
on my phone, so I'll do it. I'll do it on
Nico. Ooh.
That's a first down for Nico Collins here. So there you have it, everybody. It's a first down here. 5 minutes ago, he got several timeouts still looking and the 2-minute warning. So again, lots of time. I think the field goal is still in range here. I really do. I don't think this offense is touchdown capable with the way they're going right now. Can you get claw your way to field goal range? I think you can.
Like a big lapse for Houston to score, it seems like, especially from this area. But
the over-under, by the way, has now completely fallen apart, 31.5. So yeah. And not surprising, as Mixon is hit for what almost was a loss. He ends up scratching out a couple there, up to I think 4 there. So it's going to be second, and it looks maybe like 6.
Look,
we'll see when they come back here. But
talking about the total,
the football a little bit here.
I thought I had the under in Penn State and Notre Dame locked up after the first half, and that completely screwed me. So
yeah, but you know what? These defenses have both played very well. The Chargers defense has played well too. Let's give them some credit. Also, Khalil Mack has gotten some pressure, has a sack in this game. You have the interception. You almost had 2 interceptions here. You got to start throwing the football a little bit here if you CJ Stroud taking some chunks. And look, good job here getting out of bounds there. That was John Mechie, the Alabama product, getting out of bounds.
Making some good plays finally here. If we're looking at scoring by quarter on the defensive side for Houston, they go from 15th in the first to 5th in the second, but second half is not great. 26th in the third, averaging 6 points given up per third quarter, and 18th. And the Chargers are 2nd, 6th, 4th, and then 16th. So they give up a lot in the fourth quarter. Our producer Sal, by the way, fourth quarter should be when you give up the most. Your defense is tired. It makes sense. So
apologies. Our producer Sal likes your Trailer Park Boys reference, by the way. CJ Stroud flushed out of the pocket and yet again reckless with the football. Throw the ball away. Do they not understand that it's okay to throw the ball? I used to watch Tom Brady sometimes complete more balls to the ball boy than some of the guys out there. Like, this is how you win football. Peyton Manning too. A lot of these
trying
guys
to make a play, man. Trying to make a play.
But again, try to make a play. Try to make the next play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the last thing you want to do is turn the football over again. It's first down. You have to know. And that's what was so infuriating about that last one. It wasn't like it was 4th down or 3rd down and Herbert's trying to, lay one out there. First down. You can't be doing this kind of stuff. Stroud dropping back here, and he is almost sacked. Finally gets rid of the football. Flag on the play, though. It might be a hold. I don't know if it's a catch, but I don't think it's going to matter because I think this is holding and that one's coming back.
I think he did catch it, but yeah, I think it's coming back anyway.
It ain't going to matter, folks. It ain't going to matter. I want to shout out everybody who's been sticking with us for the first half of this game, too. You guys have been here and consistent and hanging out. And if you're enjoying this, let us know because there's a chance we might be doing more of this in 2025. So if you're having a good time, let us everybody know in the Discord, bettingpros.com/chat. Let us know here on the stream if you're enjoying hanging out with us. And it does look like a holding penalty here. Most likely. Tripping. Yeah, there it is. Oh, certainly is. Certainly is.
Yeah. Hard to not call that one when your leg goes up like you're a ballerina. There's Bubbles right there. You see on the screen, Joe?
On the screen where? Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the other screen. Yep. Oh, I do know who that face is. Yes. Yeah, there's a quality.
Give it to Dobbins.
There's a quality there. So Stroud now backed up again, 2nd and 21. This is called just get out of Dodge. I'm sorry right now. Don't do anything stupid. 3rd down, run the football, punt it, go back to the locker room, and just be good. You need to thank the gods that you are down just 6-0 in this game. If you're the Texans.
I think this is a delay up the gut, just to run the clock down to the 2-minute warning.
100%. If they do anything but that, I'll be shocked. So we'll see.
I mean, the Chargers aren't moving the ball either. So this might be where you say, F it and let's just see.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my Lord.
Yikes. And there it is. And he's wide open, folks. And he's wide open there for a game of 40 plus.
Let's go. Just like they drew it up.
Just like they drew it up. And that's the one thing you don't want is the Chargers, right? The one thing is just keep everybody in front of you. What happens? You let Nico Collins get deep there, right?
Do you see how mad Jim Harbaugh looks?
Oh, I'd be losing my mind. I mean, he is.
It's like in the Water Boy when it's like, oh, they drop it, but they just pick it up and run it.
Who was it that made that reception though? It wasn't Nico.
Xavier Hutchinson.
It was Hutchinson. Okay. So here we go. 2-minute warning. How many timeouts do the Texans have? I
think they still have all 3.
They still have all 3, right?
I think so.
Why would you want to call one when you're down at your 1 again? Unbelievable.
I'm not cheering for the Texans, Dredd. I'm just cheering for moving the ball. I want some points. I want Nico.
Other man bet the plus 800 on the field goal like I did. And I'm starting to get
plus 8's not a bad number, especially after that huge play.
Plus 800. I mean, throw a unit on that.
We already got a 600 on that Herbert pick. So let's go. And a bunch of people in here, had the 2 interception parlay, the 1 for Stroud and 1 for Herbert, and already nailed it. Not even to halftime yet. So,
yeah. What we're gonna do here, Juice, is at halftime just kind of run through some stuff. Maybe give a couple things that we've seen here. Adjustments are gonna get made. I have much better faith in the Chargers to make those adjustments. This also is a grinding, boring Harbaugh style game, which those tend to favor coaches like Harbaugh, in my opinion. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree. We said it at the beginning. He has a ton of experience. So, I think adjustments will be made. I would like to see the Texans score to make this a game and make it so the Chargers really need to throw the football in the second half just to secure our Lad McConkey props here. But I mean, he's got most of it already. So this looks pretty solid from a betting perspective. But again, I just want to see them. I want to see them move the ball a little bit more.
Boggs, we're very popular. Everybody wants to hang out with us for the next game. There's no way that's happening on God's green earth. I just want you to know, Juice, because Scott Bogman does not work during Steelers games. It does not happen. Now, do I think that would be
Scott Hansen's job? I'll start working during Steelers games, but that's the only one.
The problem is we would probably lose our YouTube ability because the expletives that would fly from Scott Bogman. Although, I mean, if that's what everybody wants to hear, I don't know if there's a better show we could do than you live during a Ravens Steelers playoff game. I don't think a better version exists of what we could do on this channel.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll never see it.
We'll never know.
Oh, all right. So Fatherman's still sweating out the plus 800. Fatherman, I think we're in this thing, buddy. I think we're right here. And look, Juice is like, yeah, live uncensored. Seth wants that stream as well. So everybody seems at peace with that.
I like that you guys are enjoying it. This is fun.
Look, they want you in the Steelers game. I mean, the expletives alone on Russell Wilson dropbacks, I can't even fathom what that's going to look like. So,
hey, look, I only got I had we drove across town on Christmas to see my cousin during the game, so I made my cousin drop.
Turnover.
Ooh.
Is it? No. So close. So close here in this one.
Yeah, you didn't. That's the old no football move. In the 80s, that's a fumble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But right now, since you have to catch it and take 2 steps,
it's funny. His feet do come
all he
down
did was
twice.
turn around. That is a great play by 43 there.
Yeah. In 1991, that's definitely a fumble.
It was at Troy Dye. Great play. Yeah. 1991, that's a fumble. And also like, how did you get this stadium? It's amazing. It's not an ashtray with lights. It's unbelievable.
All right, here we go. Stroud to drop back here, and it looks like another big completion. And guess who? It's your boy.
Yeah, go Nico.
For a huge gain here, down to the 10. If the Texans are up 7-6, if only we could be a fly on the wall in that locker room for the speech that Harbaugh is going to give this team. Oh, I can't wait. The crowd is into it. Let's go. Look, this is a great job by Stroud here. Great read. The defender falls down. That's also part of the reason why Nico gets loose here.
But this is all on the Texans defense, dude. All on the Texans.
100%.
Defense.
They are the MVP of this game so far. You're right.
Stay alive. This is all Lassiter and Anderson and Hunter and Stingley. Like this is the effort from that group has allowed Houston to stay in it.
Now Chargers, hold him here. Hold it. There you go. That's one. Give me 2 more of those running up the middle. Give me 2 more of that. Look at that big boy eat. Look at him. Look, was that Ford? Oh my God.
Ooh, Puna Ford, hook him. Let's
Ford
go.
Just absolutely just ate him for lunch just there.
Give me that biscuit.
Seriously.
That's a big man.
Joe mixed it with sausage gravy and he just sopped it up with a biscuit.
He shops at Big Tall and oh my God, it's walking towards us.
By the way, how great was that pick from the Bigham a couple weeks ago? Who was it? Oh my God. At the end of that game there, was it the one that Roger?
I remember what you're talking about. I also
was it the Ravens game? Was it? I can't remember who was it. Who was the Bigham?
It was Michael Pierce.
Michael Pierce. Oh, that was the best thing. And then he tried to go down and nobody would touch him. They had to get up again.
No, he just kneeled. He's like,
he's like, and you're like, no, this ain't college, son. You got it.
Like, I can't unhook the trailer. We weren't going anywhere.
All right, here we go. 2nd 11. Give me another Joe Mixon run up the
Nico
gut.
in that end zone.
Not yet. I want to get this plus 800.
I like you guys to get your plus 800, but
we're in this one together. Let's see what we got. All right, CJ Stroud drops back, fires, and it is incomplete. over there. So
Going
now
to
we're at
trees.
3rd and 11. Here we go. They take one shot at the end zone. It fails. We kick that field goal. Actually, don't even have to kick it. We just have to get the field goal unit on.
We listen and we don't judge. That's right.
That's right. We listen. All right, here we go. We got people in the
Big
chat.
stand here for
defense.
Father, Man, and Joe.
There we go. I told you the Council of Joes convened, and we said it's going to be field goal. And the reason why I like the field goal
first 5
so much,
possessions, 70 yards. This drive, 86. Love it.
Yeah. Bad news is, though, it's the end of this half, and the defense is going to get a breather here for the Chargers. So
yeah, that's true.
That is a big plus for the Chargers side of this one. Oh, Nico, and it's in. Touchdown. We don't get our field goal, but you get the tutty for Nico Collins. The one guy you can't let beat you. They let beat you, and the Houston Texans are going to be up 7-6 in this game, hopefully.
Right back in it.
And there you go. Well, not hopefully. I mean, depending on what side of this game you're on. However, I will say this. It is shameful that Justin Herbert had this team on the ropes, made a terrible decision, gave up points, gave up field position on a first down on a horrendous football 101 play. On Sunday afternoons, tomorrow, in fact, I will be talking to my quarterbacks, reminding them, if you're rolling to your right, don't throw across your body ever. My daughter did that once. She threw a pick six, and she's never done it again since. She learned the hard way. And I said,
probably scarred for life or whatever you said to her about it.
All I said was, when you roll to the right, you can't throw the football across the field.
And how red was your face when you said it? Was it as red as your shirt?
No, not at all. Not at all. Okay. I'm cool for the most part. I'm a little more Pete Carroll. I'm a little rah. You know,
just
if I had to
killing that gum, you're just murdering that gum.
Murdering that gum. Just murdering it. Great job by Nico Collins here. How he's that wide open, Boggs, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just bad coverage, man. And like I said, they don't have a corner that could cover Nico. So I had a feeling, and this was, I mean, he still needs 4 more catches in the second half, or 3 more. I think that's 4 now for him, because I have the receptions over paired with that touchdown. But
so let's go through the recap here for the Texans here as we come up on half, because they're probably not going to have the ball in offense again. CJ Stroud, 12 for 21, 167, a touchdown and a pick. Joe Mixon, 6 for 15. Ugh.
Yeah, 2.5 per carry. Not great.
Nico, 4 for 68 with a touchdown on 5 targets. Hutchinson, 1 catch for 34. Mechie with 3 catches for 24 too. So
and a fumble.
He probably had like a small 2.5 or maybe even 3.5 number. He's going to probably go over that. Schultz, 2 for 23. Robert Woods, 1 for 13. Mechie, who had that fumble earlier. Lassiter has had a pick in this game. In terms of sacks, you had Edwards and Will Anderson with a half sack each still. On the Charger side of the football here, 58 seconds. They have 2 timeouts. Do you think they kind of eat this here, or do you think they try to push a little bit and give you a 1-minute drill?
I think you throw it on first down and see what you get. After that, maybe you run it and make Houston use their timeouts. Do they still have 2 left? Do they have all 3 still, maybe? I can't remember if they used one or not.
2 timeouts. They have 2 out.
No, I mean the Texans, though.
Oh, that I don't know. Texans have all 3.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you throw it here and you're incomplete, I would burn that time out if I'm Houston. Now you have momentum.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
They're throwing it too. They got 5
They are throwing it. Herbert looking and firing, and it's incomplete here. It feels like watching this Charger team too. They are probably one, like Quentin Johnson's not the guy. They are probably that one other wide receiver. I don't think they're going to go after a T. Higgins, but if they had somebody like that, this offense could be really special. If you sign a big free agent wide receiver and then
I know exactly who they're taking.
Who's
Tyler Warren? Go get Tyler Warren.
But do you want to do that, or do you want to go after your running back if you're Harbaugh?
You don't have to. You don't. You can get both in this draft for sure. You still need a lot of pieces on defense, which is big.
You do. But in the league right now, you can't compete. Deep ball by Herbert, and he's got a wide open McConkey, but unfortunately, it's well overthrown. But he was open by 5-6 yards easily on that one. That's a shame. That would have been unbelievable.
Ooh, that would have been a good way to end it.
Here's the best part: is you froze in the funniest position I've ever seen a human being.
Did I?
It was literally this.
I look like Macaulay Culkin.
Very Macaulay Culkin-esque. He had him.
He almost got sacked too.
He did, but he had him there. He had him
open. That was 6 points. Overthrown.
Sure was. Now, wouldn't that be a kick in the rear end if you're the Texans after playing so well on
and
that?
then what does
where
the
you
total
lose?
look like right now, Joe? Is it up
The
to like
total, it's
34
funny you
again?
should ask. It's 34.5. You nailed it again, buddy. You are on this one, crushing it right now. So
Watch
yeah,
a lot of football, dude. I don't do a lot else. I have no kids. I watch a lot of football.
This is true. This is true. And that's why we love you. That's why you're so good at this. All right. So here we go. We'll see if they've got any kind of juice left for one more in them here. Bill Cowher's mustache looking unsettling at this point. Can I just use that word? Unsettling. It's such a different color than the rest of whatever is left of his hair. If you're gonna color it all, color it all. If you're gonna color some of it,
I don't think he's coloring the mustache though. I think that's just what it is. Because for me, this is pretty red on my face, and this is pretty dark up here. So, and on the side, all gray now. So,
all right.
Joe's like, let's not talk about
I know there's a lot of jokes I'm gonna make. I'm just gonna try my best. We've gotten this far.
Okay.
Not make that joke. So I'm gonna let's
put it in the private chat, maybe.
In the private chat. It has to do with curtains and drapes. That's all I'll tell you. All right, Justin Herbert rolling right again, this time not throwing on his opposite side of the field. And again, it looks like it's incomplete here. So 4th and 10 now.
Quentin Johnson made that one close at least.
He made it close. But
4th and 10, another punt.
Another punt. It's been a punt fest here. 7-6, a underwhelming first half of football here. Herbert, again, flushed out of the pocket. It's a pretty good throw. Honestly, Boggs, looking at this replay, Quentin Johnson should have come up with that football.
Man.
Quentin Johnson did not react in time enough to come back to that football a little bit more. And here we go. And it is taken out here on the punt out of bounds. So 27 seconds, 3 timeouts. So Houston
Texans, try to get in field goal range. You just torched them, and they're obviously exhausted. They're looking forward to halftime. So keep this pressure on, man.
Look, I give the Texans a lot of credit. This is the best game I've seen them play in a month.
Yeah, I mean, easily.
On the
and it started out terribly. It was awful.
It did, but defense has been really good. They terrible on offense, but starting to pick it up here a little bit here. Again, I think it was the fatigue of the Chargers offense not giving the defense enough time there in between. Like, you can't get the ball, then make a interception and give the ball back and put it back on the field again. You can't do that. That's going to get you in bad problems.
Out.
There you go. It gets out of bounds. So 22 seconds left. Let's see if they've got one more in them, Boggs. For this one, I would be on the betting side of, I would not be taking touchdowns. I think what do they do? Did they actually call it turnover on downs or just like end of the quarter?
They've got punt, field goal, turnover on down. They don't acknowledge it.
They don't acknowledge it, do they? Yeah.
No.
All right. I guess I would do nothing here.
If it was end of the half, you probably just get nothing.
Well, I'm just saying, let's do nothing here then, because I don't know. Although CJ Stroud just gets loose and runs for a ton.
Finally,
that is a 30-yard run.
Past the field goal line, timeout.
Football came out at the end.
Did the ball come out?
It did, but I think he was after the.
Was he sliding too and like giving himself up? This is an interesting ball.
He was. That is a huge run though. For
Dude, this is Stroud. All of the momentum is shifting back to Houston. All of it right now.
27-yard run here for him. Unbelievable run.
This was like, speaking of 27, it was like 27 minutes of
momentum.
Hold on,
let's take a look at this again, because this might get reviewed. Now his knees are down. He wasn't sliding, so his knees were down. He was tackled. Ball hits the turf. Ball comes out eventually. Huge Look, man. This is incredible. If you are going to be the Houston Texans, you're in field goal range already. You think you're 13 seconds.
Texans
I think
get the ball to start.
I think you're conservative here, right? You want to be conservative, get this 3 points?
Yes, for sure.
You got one shot at the end zone. Maybe you take one shot. Maybe.
I don't even know if I take a shot to the end zone with the way that Stroud has been putting the ball up for grabs.
I don't know. With how wide open Nico Collins was in the last 2 drives, I think I might consider it.
Look for somebody wide open, but you can't take a sack here either. You're like right on the line. So
that is also true.
And Fairbairn has not been great this year. So try to get your 5 yards. I think this is a dump way out on the edge. Just a real quick one. Maybe the slot
Mixon guy. Got another, looks like 5 or so.
Smart.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't even Mixon. Apologies. So another
Ogunbowale, Dare.
Dare Ogunbowale getting a carry there.
The pride of Nebraska.
We're going to let this tick down. I believe 9 seconds here. Timeout.
Chargers called the timeout.
Charger called timeout. So we're going to get Fairbairn on here for a field goal. To make or miss this field goal, let's see if we have some odds on this one here, potentially live. I would go on the make side here. Crowd's good. Everybody's going through. Although Fairbairn has.
Have you watched this game?
But Fairbairn was just on the field too, kicking the extra point. So it's not like he hasn't been on the field all game. So sometimes that, people don't think about that enough when a kicker's just done nothing for eons and then they come out there cold to make a field goal. Another play forward here, and now it's 6 seconds remaining.
Nico with another catch. Let's go.
Over the middle too, because that's also good position for this field goal as well. On the hash.
Was that Nico or was that
no? That was Robert Woods, number 2.
Boo! I just saw the 2. I thought it was Nico.
I know, you got excited for a second. Nice job there by Woods too, making sure he catches the football there, going down there. So 6 seconds here, 1st and 10. You're going to get the field goal unit out here. So 7-6. I hope we have made a 7-6 first half as exciting as we possibly can. That's my only hope. I've had a good time. Despite the fact the football game's been frustrating at times. So, and as I said before, I don't like that total on Mixon. I know Debro was on at the 50.5. I told you, not the way this game's going.
Maybe with the lead, they run a little bit more in the second half. It would be smart. And you got to protect this defense. It's still, I think time and possession is still really heavy on the Chargers side, isn't it?
It's even
down. It's not as bad. 16-39 to 12-18.
It's even down considerably. Fairbairn kicks up. It's good. It's 10-6 Houston. 3 seconds left in the half. So a tremendous job here by the Houston Texans, not laying down and dying, struggling early in that first quarter, turning the football over. The Chargers said, "Hold my beer. You can make stupid decisions. Wait till I do this." And look, the Chargers right now should be winning this game 13-10. At least. It should be somewhere in that range, 13-10, even if you want to give Houston their flowers. Terrible job there by the Chargers and some decision-making process. I still have faith that the Chargers will go and figure things out. We'll see what happens in the second half. Boggs, any other takeaways here before we look ahead to maybe some other bets that might still be on the board?
No, I mean, I think this game, the momentum has completely shifted. The Texans are at home, but they got to come out swinging in the third quarter. You can't let the Chargers go run right back down the field and score. So it's going to be a very, very interesting second half, and I am looking forward to it. Well, let's turn into a game.
This. We're talking about value. The Chargers are now plus 135 on the money line straight up and plus 2.5. So if you like the Chargers before and you think that they make adjustments and come back and win this game in the second half, this is your opportunity here to jump on the Chargers here, as I don't expect too much from this kick. We are going to get a return out, though. We'll see if anything happens here. Most likely not. And there it is. So that will end the first half of football, and that'll bring our stream almost to its conclusion here. Stink is right. I mean, when you have bad football, at least you can have some fun jokes. Like,
that's right.
There is an injury, though, right now. I'm not sure who's down.
Is that Darius Davis, I think?
The kick returner. Who it is. It might be.
He's big in the short game too, like screens and stuff like that. So hopefully he's going to be all right.
All right. Predictions right now for the final score. I want to see them from everybody right now. 10-6 so far. D'Amico Ryan's getting interviewed. Hi says, I'm calling it now. Chargers 24, Texans 17. You're very bold that we're going to get that many points here when this game is gone. D thinks that the Texans might pull off the upset. I think the Texans have the momentum here. I do agree with that. The crowd is into it. The crowd's excited. The defense has played very well. If you're the Chargers, you have to start to continue to let Justin Herbert sit in that shotgun, get a little bit more time with the football. I don't want to get away completely from the run either, and I don't think the Chargers will. Do you?
No, I definitely. Harbaugh is not going to let you leave the run game. So Texans start with the ball. I think the Chargers are going to put a lot of stock in making them go 3 and out. I think that's going to be a huge drive in this game, is what the Texans do with the ball to start in the third quarter. I think right now I would say 24-21 Houston would be my final. I think Houston has got a little momentum on offense. They're moving the ball well now. And also We've seen Ladd catch a lot over the middle. The Chargers need to run the ball a little bit more. I think they'll go for 2 to kind of pull themselves within there since they have the 2 field goals. But I mean, Houston's defense is winning this game for them right now. It's great. 2 drives there for Houston to put points at the end of the half here, but the defense is what's holding them in, and the Chargers have not cashed in on their opportunities.
I'm going to go 1917 Chargers. That's what I'm going to go.
1917 Chargers. Okay. So they just don't get it by the hook. That damn hook would get us again. I hate it.
Well, look, but here's the time now. Like, just go Chargers money line. Like, that's where the value is playing. I'm not going to just abandon all the process yet. I'm going to put my faith here that the Chargers, again, is a grinder game. And the Chargers gave up some big plays here, some big moments, a big play to CJ Stroud, big play to Nico Collins. So without those 2 big plays, this is again 6-0. So 2 huge plays here. That's been the difference. And also, absolutely 100%. I want to thank Sal, who's done a terrific job running the stream today.
Thank you, Sal.
Michael Callie, who's put together so much of this. John, for making us work on a Saturday. Thanks, John. But honestly,
thanks, John.
Way to go, John, for making us work on a Saturday doing this. But we love this. Like I said, this is what we would be doing anyway. Box and I having these conversations. And before we get out of here, don't forget, download the BettingPros app for iOS and for Android. Sync your sportsbooks, automatically track your bets across all the major sportsbooks in one spot. You can monitor your bet performance by sport, by bet type, game picks, props, and parlays. Create custom betting systems to find winning trends and profitable opportunities, track line movements, and get notified when your preferred odds are available with the custom line alerts. I love that feature. And of course, get a free trial of BettingPros Premium by downloading the app and activating your trial on the upgrade screen today. I gave you my score. Looking ahead right now, look, you're getting plus 116, plus 120 on the Chargers. I'll just take them straight up on the money line. 36.5 is the new total. I'm running from that because that's exactly my score is 1917. So no,
I'll go over on that. I think
you want to go over on that.
I think Houston has it moving. I think they're going to make the Chargers throw a little bit more, which I think is better for their offense. Again, I don't really like Dobbins. The pass blocking isn't great, but I think they're going to have to play catch up here, and you're going to see a little bit more Herbert. And when he's not throwing the ball across his body, he's pretty good.
I mean, I'm not going to get over that for days. Like, I'll be doing this again on Monday. If the Chargers win and they survive, I'll be yapping about this.
That's a Cheez-It Bowl throw. That's not a wild card round throw.
Oh, you just dropped a Cheez-It Bowl reference here on the show. All right, let's get out of here. Let you all enjoy the second half. Get some refresh on your snacks. And, of course, make sure you are subscribing to the BettingPros YouTube channel. Make sure you ring the bell till it goes ding too, so you don't miss any of the live streams, because we got more content for you coming into the divisional round of NFL, plus national championship game around the corner as well for the college football playoffs too. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.